Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. I've got an old mug, one of my old ones, and it's got a cute little apple on the inside. So much fun. I feel so British when I drink out of it. Anyway, what's happening? I'm uploading. Be careful of being hangry. It's taking a long time. There must be a lot of action on the internet when it does that. So, I got to walk for the first time yesterday. Very, very icy. I got to skate for the first time. Anyway, what can I do it on today? Oh, I was listening to two podcasts yesterday on my walk. One was JJ Virgin, whom I adore. She is just great. And she was talking about getting older. She's 50. It's like, wait till you're 65? And she looks great. She feels great. And she does great. And she has a way of explaining how she does it, how she suggests you do it. And it's all about the self-care. She's just got a great way about, she's just positive and energetic, and of course she must have down moments, but I just like her, and I like her presentation. And she was being interviewed by Abel, the Wild Diet fat burning man. And then when that was over, I got to listen to a podcast that was just made a couple of days ago with Dave Asprey, the Bulletproof Man, interviewing Abel James, the fat burning man. And it's not really like he's interviewing him. The two of them just go back and forth because they're buddies. And it was great. And the only difference really between the two of them is that Abel allows dairy in his food plan. And so do I, in very small amounts. And we're talking like the 2 tablespoons of I had of Fai yogurt yesterday in my fat bomb. But and no cheese for all week, I don't think. Anyway, so JJ was talking about it, and she said, ladies, I know we check each other out all the time. And she kind of laughed, that sardonic laugh that I love. And then she said, for women, time is the best equalizer. And she's so right. And, the things that we define as beauty today are tough for anybody to achieve. And we can spend a lifetime trying to achieve what we see as our ideal. And of course, whatever your ideal is when you probably were growing up. And I learned some great things and so I love that time is the best equalizer. Because you can patch and pray and Botox and have it cut off and have it, zapped. You can do so much with your body to make it into the body that you were hoping that you were always going to have. And Dave Asprey was talking about his the cellulite and the stretch marks and everything else after he lost his 100. Abel, I don't think, said he ever had any. I think he was getting quite pudgy when he was at Dartmouth, and that's when he began his journey, because he's only like 30 anyway. But Dave, I think, is probably in his 40s, and he said that when he made the cover of Forbes magazine, because I guess he made $3 million in 1 year at age 26 or 27, he was weighing over 300 pounds, not caring one bit about his food and what he ate, obviously. And he was lying on his back on the cover, and, just the spread of his XXL t-shirt fat underneath. And he said now that he's just got, stretch marks from neck to ankles, that one day he might get taken care of. But he's, and then, and when JJ was talking to him, she was saying, we pour ourselves into our Spanx, right? And you can just picture the first night you're unveiling yourself. And she said, and then you unveil yourself and, your fat just pours out of that Spanx. Isn't she right? And then I was thinking of the 13 or the 9 millionaires with why can't I think of him? The billionaire from Iowa, and and the woman that owns Spanx is a billionaire, and she's adorable. I don't think she needs Spanx. And so J.J. Virgin says, sometimes what you have for your food, and Abel James would definitely concur, and so would Dave Asprey, comes from what you eat, not the huge workouts in the gym. And so then Abel was talking about Shaun T, who did My Diet is Better Than Yours. And he's a real workout dog because he has the Insanity program, I think, which is part of the Beachbody. And of course, he's all about the workout. And so it's really cool how the best of the business all have different philosophies, respect each other, and still all are buff and, talk a lot about food. And so I guess Shaun T is J-Lo's trainer. No, I know. No, wait. Let me back up. Jay, the one that did the no diet plan, and he had kind of that whiny contestant who was always trying to throw Kurt under the bus. Can't even remember his name now. But he had the no diet, and where he just did all kinds of crazy things. But the guy did lose, pounds. He had a couple of 13-pound weeks, I think. He is J-Lo's trainer. And so I thought that was really neat. So I love how everything, if you're watching Shades of Blue, how everything is being woven in with all of these fitness people, fitness and health people, fitness and diet people. So J.J. Virgin said, when she decided to slim down, that her objective was to have the body that didn't need the Spanx. And, I've still got the jelly belly, and I weigh what I think I weighed more at birth than what I weigh now. But, I still have the jelly belly. And can you say it's baby weight when you're 65? Baby fat? I don't know. But, so, I wear Spanx like. I don't wear the armor, so to speak, because it's just too constrictive. But, I still use some aid in certain outfits. And it's just kind of funny because, time is the best equalizer. That's all I need to say about that. So, here we are. It is the end of the week. I don't know when this will post, but so I hope that you're doing what you need to do with what you eat, and the tracker, and the foods. And I can't say this passionately enough, but, if you're still eating processed foods, why? Why? And watching me, why? They aren't good for you. The wheat, the chemicals, the artificial sugars, all of that stuff, it's not good for you. It's not nutritious. And if they're pumping it full of chemical vitamins instead of having something like sauteed spinach, the closer you move to whole foods, and I think they talked a little bit about it yesterday, where people complain about the cost of the food once you switch over to really eating wholesome foods. And it really, it's amazing. I spend a hunk every time I shop, but the hunk is going for butter, coconut milk, eggs, pastured eggs. And when J.J. Virgin, in her lose 7 pounds in 7 days, one of the items is eggs. And she talks about that with Abel. And she says, when I say you have to give up eggs for the 7 days or 3 weeks or however long you do it, it's then you allow the pastured eggs back in. She says, then it's a whole other ball game than I guess they're called feedlot chickens and stuff, and they live in the little boxes and they never see daylight or walk with their legs and that sort of thing. When you're eating pastured eggs, it's a whole different thing with what can happen to your body. But most people could have an egg allergy, and, of course I dispute that, but then she said everybody does, so I know. But I buy pastured eggs because of that very reason. And when I had 2 Pete and Jerry's eggs the other day, the yolk on them was almost this color. They were so orange. They were so beautiful and huge. It was great. And it's worth it. And so when you have things like that, you're not having, 6 commercial eggs. You're not having the respect for the food. Once you start buying true, real, high quality, high end food, pasture fed, grass fed, pasture raised, it's amazing. Organic. The organic spinach leaves, I told you in a video the other day, that $5 box, it's like a men's shoebox size. $5 for organic baby spinach. It's gonna last. It lasts like 3 meals of huge amounts of spinach. And think how, and sauteed in coconut oil. It was divine. It is divine. And I put a few of the leaves into my JJ Virgin mousse, what I'm having today. So anyway, there's just, try, just invest a little bit. If you want to know the best ones to buy, organic, go look for the dirty, I think it's the Dirty 13 or something like that. Do the, the organic vegetables you should buy. And I know that I did a video. Gosh, I've got like 360 videos. But I did do a video on the organic fruit and the organic vegetables that they suggest you buy. Like if you've only got so many dollars to allocate to your food budget, these are the ones that you want to aim for. And Greg does all the produce shopping, and I always put organic by everything. And I'll tell you, the organic potatoes, the Idahos, are delicious. And I have one a week. It's not like I'm Little Miss Piggy with these organic vegetables and fruits, the berries that cost so much. I limit them, but they're so good. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. And this has been Much Ado About Nothing. It's been a little chit-chatty about the celebrity fitness buffs. And it's all fun. It's all good. But don't forget, at the end of the day, hopefully you have tracked what you're going to have tomorrow for your food. And it's a successful night going to bed. You're not having anything after your last bite of dinner. That nighttime habit is being put to bed. Have a wonderful day. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.